Good afternoon. Behavior Reset Room at my former charter school in Newark was an amazing place where every human emotion was on display. It was the place that most schools have, where students who had gotten in trouble in class or had been playing video games and not listening to their teacher or passing notes, things that I'm sure a few of us did when we were in middle school. This was the place where they got sent. And our director of student support services was amazing. He was able to talk students off a ledge. He was able to get them back into class. He was able to deal with their parents when he had to. But we decided to create a pilot program. And on this particular day, something amazing happened. Frederick Douglass, yes, that Frederick Douglass scored a goal. So the pilot program that we created allowed us to take students who are in the reset room and give them access to some advanced AI tools. So I created an AI pilot program that effectively took historical figures and turned them into chatbot digital teaching assistants. And on this particular day, this young man, who was a sixth grader, came into the technology lab, and I set him over in the corner, gave him access to a computer, signed him in to chat with Frederick Douglass. I left him all by himself. Now, this is a kid who had gotten asked to leave class because he was playing video games. He was chatting with the people next to him and he was being disruptive. So he goes and he sits over on the side. He starts working with this chatbot, Frederick Douglass, and I'm able to monitor this through the teacher monitoring tools on this particular application I was using. And it was fascinating because after the normal back and forth about meeting Abraham Lincoln and what year were you born, this student ended up saying to Frederick Douglass that he was struggling today because he had gotten into an argument in the car with his younger brother and with his mother, and he was having trouble paying attention. And he asked Frederick Douglass, have you ever had trouble paying attention? And of course, Frederick Douglass had this wise answer that you would expect from Frederick Douglass. And he talked about how he overcame adversity and how he used different techniques to calm his mind. And he asked this young man, have you done anything? Do you have any particular things that you do to calm down? And he said, I love soccer and I like to go out and kick a soccer ball when I'm not feeling well. Well, it turns out he asked Frederick Douglass if he's played soccer. Frederick Douglass said they didn't have soccer at that time in America. But he did say to the young man that, he liked to take walks and work with his hands and to calm his mind. And I was fascinated watching this exchange, watching the level of personalization, the level of attention that this young man was getting from this chatbot. And I realized I had one of those aha moments where this experience is different. This is not just a reset room. This is not just a lesson in history, which the young man was getting from Frederick Douglass. This was an opportunity for a different way of learning that this child was experiencing. Thank you very much.